Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. So this lecture is going to be one of the most fascinating and interesting lectures for you all. Especially you are a beginner in front-end development. This is going to be on YouTube clone user interface UI. So we are going to design it all using pure HTML and CSS without using any backend. So we are just going to design the YouTube UI, which is the home page, and HTML CSS, pure HTML CSS. In this video we are going to need a lot of knowledge about Flexbox. So we are going to use Flexbox a lot. So we are going to recapitulate Flexbox and you're going to learn a lot of CSS properties in this video as well. So let me first show you how the clone looks like. So this is our YouTube clone. This is what we'll be designing in today's lecture. We are going to do all from scratch, from a blank white page. So these are not clickable. So this video over here is made by my friend. So my friend has a YouTube channel known as Flying Trooper. For you guys who are into gaming, you can watch his videos. So don't forget to subscribe and watch his videos as well. So let's get back into the topic. So this is YouTube clone, and as you can see over here, the sidebar and the navbar are fixed. So the sidebar and the navbar are fixed, and we are going to learn how to do that. And a lot of Flexbox is used, and I want to tell how to what is the structure of this website. So whenever you are making a clone or whenever you are making something, you need a basic structure. What is the structure of your website? So I am going to draw that, so you can watch that. I'll be commentating on it. So let me open Epic Pen. So this is Epic Pen. So this is the whole YouTube clone, but we are going to divide the page into two parts. The first part being the navbar, and the second part being the sidebar and the videos. Okay, so you might ask me a question. Why did I pick YouTube navbar and the sidebar and the videos in two different branches? Why can't I pick the navbar and the sidebar and the remaining, which is the videos, into another branch? So this is where Flexbox doesn't work like that. So to recapitulate Flexbox is just like a container. It is just like a box. You can define the direction of a Flexbox. For example, you can define the elements. So in a box you'll have, for example, let's take you have a box. So inside that box you have a bunch of candies. You have 4 candies, let's suppose, and you want to place them. You have a box. So you can place them either horizontally like this, 4 candies, or you can place them like this, vertically, 4 candies. So just like that, and mind that all these 4 candies are in a box. So just like that, this is a box. Inside this box, we have elements such as the YouTube logo, we have the search bar, and we have the icons. So in order to do that, we have wrapped all these elements in a box and defined that these elements should be in this direction. And what if I do navbar and this as one? There's no specific direction, right? So over here you can easily tell that the direction is like this. So you can easily tell that the direction is in this way. Is it right? You can easily tell that the direction is like this. That is horizontal. So you can easily tell the direction. That's why I segregated into 2 branches. And that is not it. We are going to segregate this into many branches because it's a complex application. So let me pick a different color. Okay, so this is the sidebar, and inside this bottom section, again we need to segregate into 2 parts, and the 2 parts are the sidebar and the rest of the videos. You might have guessed it. It's pretty obvious. Inside the bottom section there are again 2 parts. And what is the direction? Let's suppose this is in a box, and what is the direction of these 2 blocks? So inside a box there are two boxes again, which is this box and this box. So like imagine this is a full container, and inside this full container there are two sub-containers like this. So what is the direction? Any guesses? It is horizontal, not vertical. This is vertical. Now the sidebar is pretty easy, so we are not going to do any flicks or anything in this sidebar. We are going to do only styling, but again we are going to do some flicks box for each of the videos. So there is some styling for each of the videos. So let's discuss about that. Let's suppose this is a video, and inside this video again there are two subcategories, sub branches. So the sub branches, one is this YouTube thumbnail, and one is this whole details. It's in this direction. So we have the thumbnail first and then the details second. So it's in this direction, which is vertical. And again we are going to separate these two. Bear with me. This is the last separation. Again we are going to separate this bottom section into two parts. One is this part, one is this part. One has the YouTube channel logo and one has all the text details. And that is the structure of YouTube. And that is how you need to think while designing a clone or designing a website, clone website. So this is how you structure your website. So now if you imagine this, you can rewatch this part again because this is very, very important. If you don't know how to structure a website, you can't design a website from scratch at all. As this will be your first project, you'll get it. So don't worry. And even if it's not your first project, you'll get a lot of ideas on how to do your own project from scratch as well. So enough of my theory, and let's go to hands-on work. So first, open your Visual Studio Code, and after that go to your desktop, and these are my dummy files which I have created. Dummy files in the sense I have already did that. As I'm showing you over here, I already did the YouTube clone, and as you can see there is one HTML file and there is one CSS file. So in this video there is going to be a lot of CSS. That is why I'm transferring all the CSS from to another file, and I'm importing that file into the HTML file. I'll show you, don't worry. So let's create a new file, and the name is YouTube clone.html. Perfect. And let's create another file, and that file name is YouTube clone.css. Perfect. Now select these two files and drag and drop them inside of Visual Studio Code. Perfect. So these are empty web pages. So this is an empty website, no code is being written, and let's go to this page. Perfect. This is a white blank page. So now let's define the basic structure. We have did it many times. HTML first and then head second, and what is after head? It is the body. And inside of it, let's define the title. You know what is title? It is the title of the web page, which is in this case YouTube. Now I will show you how to import a CSS file into the HTML file. So we have something known as a link tag, and inside the link tag we have to provide something known as rel, and rel is the URL, and dot slash will tell that where is that CSS file. Dot slash means the current directory. Inside the current directory or the current folder, what is the name? It's YouTube clone.css. Perfect. Actually, I made a mistake, sorry. The rel means what type of file it is. It's a style sheet. That is why rel is equal to style sheet and href is equal to YouTube clone.css. And let's self-close it. Now save it, and just to test whether it's working or not, let's change the background color of the website to red and reload. Perfect, it is working. So now remove all of the code in CSS and let's start coding over in YouTube clone.html. So inside of YouTube clone.html, the first tag is the header. Let's focus on the header first. So for header, you have something known as a header tag. This will not do anything, this is just a tag. And do you know what? You can even keep your own tags. For example, I can keep my own tag, which is Rutvik. This is a tag. So there are own tags. This does not affect your application, but only for the sake of the name. and inside this header let's give this a class name. And I don't mean class name, I mean class, and the name of the class is class name. Okay, so YouTube header. Perfect. And after this you have YouTube logo. And in this video I am also going to tell you how to take images from YouTube, how to get all the images from YouTube basically. So let's go to YouTube. Perfect. And let me go to my profile because I want to take images from my account. So if I want to take the image of this, then just right click it and you'll have something known as inspect. So now what you can do is, over here you have a cursor icon, click that, and let's click that. And once you click that, you can select anything in the website. So don't click anything after clicking that cursor icon, just click on the image, what image you want to extract, and you'll get an image tag. So this is HTML, and now here is the link. Right click it and open a new tab. So here it is, the thumbnail. But I have a neat little trick, which is I will go to the video, and this is called the code of a video. So watch, v is equal to there's something, right? That is the code of the video. So this is the URL. So over here just type as is, just type this URL, and inside this URL first substitute this one with the code of the video and click enter. This will get your max resolution photo. So just copy this and here is your thumbnail. So how easy was that? Now I want to pick the YouTube's logo. How can I do that? Just inspect, and after inspecting, over here just drop down this div, and their YouTube logo is not in the form of an image, but their YouTube logo is in the form of an SVG. Over here you can see that they are using an SVG tag. So SVG means vector image, so you can use that as well for a substitute of image. So it is good. Just click the three dots right over here, copy element. That is easy. And after that paste it right over here. Perfect. So this is your YouTube logo. So wasn't that easy? Okay, that was easy. Now you need to change a little bit over here. Class is equal to this thing. Let me select that. Okay, remove that, and instead of that what you need to keep is YouTube logo SVG. So that is a class name we are giving. Now let's save it and go to our website and reload. Here is our YouTube logo. It's very huge. We'll style it. Don't worry, we'll style it. We'll set the height and we'll set the width. Don't worry about that. So let's style it from now onwards, because it will be over in a second. We are going to style each and every element. So for styling, first let's style the body. Why do we need to style the body? Because we are going to change the background color to what? F9, F9, F9. This is the grayish tone. So let's take an example. Here is white color, and let's reload it. Here is a grayish tone of the white color. So this is going to change the color. And after that we have the YouTube header tag. If you remember, we have the YouTube header tag, and the background color of the YouTube header is going to be white, and the width of it is going to be 100%. So the width of the header is going to be 100%, right? The maximum width of your computer. And after that, what is a position? This is a trick. This is a new property as well. So position is fixed. What do I mean by fixed? The position or where the header is set is to be fixed, and it should not be removed from the perspective of the user. And top 0. What will this ensure? So the header is always top. So top from the monitor stop. So if this is your monitor stop, it is always from the start, and it will never go down or up. So that is what it ensures. And after that you'll have display flex. So this is flex box. So we are creating a container. So YouTube header is acting like a container now. So what we can define the direction as well. So what is the direction we want? row. Why do we need to keep as row? Because what is YouTube header? First of all, this is YouTube header, and we are setting display flex for this, and we want the elements to be in a row. So that's why we are setting flex direction row, which means in this order, horizontal. So after flex direction row, justify content space between. So this is another trick, another property. So I know this is a lot to you, but it is going to be a bit complicated, but if you practice and practice, it's going to be simple. Why do I need space between anyway? Let's go to the clone, and over here, as you can see, there are equal spaces between the logo, the search bar, and the icons. So there are equal spaces, equal space, equal space. For that, we are using justify content space between. And after that, we have something known as align items to the center. So what does align items to the center do? So this is the height of the nav bar, but all these elements are at the center of the header. As you can see, there is some space at the top. So for that, we are using align items to the center. We are going to place it in the middle of the header, and after that, we are going to set its height. So its height is 60 pixels. So that is it with YouTube header. And next, let us style YouTube logo SVG. And let's set the height of this to 72 pixels. So the height of that image is 72 pixels, and let's set a margin which is spacing around the image to 7 pixels. And after that, let's set the margin top. So we are setting margin to 7 pixels, but my margin top is different. That is why I'm reinitializing it. Margin top should be 10 pixels. So the distance, outer distance from the top is different than the margin. So what is the difference between margin and margin top? So margin gives this distance to all the sides, but margin top only gives the distance from the top. So a different distance exists from the top. That is why it's 10 pixels. And after that, margin left is also different, which is 10 pixels. And cursor pointer, and this is a very good property. So for example, if you go to the logo and hover around it, there is this icon like this. So if we want that, when we hover, you need to keep this property and save it. And let's go to our page, reload. So this YouTube logo doesn't look so good. So I guess I picked up the wrong YouTube logo. So delete this SVG. And inside the description box, I'm going to keep another SVG. Copy and paste that. So this is an SVG, don't worry about this. This is just an image. So copy and paste that, and the logo will look good. So in order to minimize, just beside the SVG in the number 9, just do like that, and it is getting minimized. So this is not 72 pixels, this is 25 pixels. Perfect. Isn't that good? If you want to increase, you can increase to 29 and 30. So this looks good. So if you want to keep this, you can keep it. And as you can see, there is this icon. And after this, we need to design the search bar. Let's design that quickly. So first, we need to create a div. Why do we need to create a div? In order to, so first of all, that justify content space between works only for divs, and which has flex. So we are only divs, it will separate all the divs in equal spaces. So this div is going to have YouTube search bar, and after that, inside of this, we are going to have an input with a class of YouTube header search input, and the placeholder is going to be search. As you know, the placeholder is going to be search, and I explained all these in the last class. If you don't know these, please go back to the last class. Search icon header. So this is another button tag, and inside the buttons, first of all, the button is an icon. That is why inside the button I'm not writing any text. Instead, I am writing a I class is equal to. So I guess you are new to icons. So first of all, let me tell you how to import icons. There is something known as Font Awesome. So what is Font Awesome? They provide almost all icons. So this is Font Awesome. Go to this URL, and this Font Awesome, you'll get almost all icons. For example, YouTube icon. Okay, so you'll get here, let's just, okay, def, fighter jet, you'll get plain. So you'll get almost all icons. So in order to use those icons, we are going to use a link again. So they go back over here. I'm going to provide this code as well. If you want to type it down, type it. So link rel is equal to style sheet and href is equal to this. So if you copy this URL and paste it, as you can see, this is a CSS file. This lists all the icons. So let's save this. And how to use an icon? There's an I tag, and inside the I tag we should keep a class, and that class is FA search. So FA is common to everything, but FA search is unique, so this will create a search icon. Now let's reload this over our website. So here is our search input, and here is our button. So it doesn't look so good right now. Now let's style this. So shouldn't we create all the icons first? The header will be complete. So first, div class is equal to YouTube header icons, and inside this div class is equal to YouTube header icon, so a single icon, and inside this we have an I class is equal to FA video camera, which is for posting. If you know, you'll have a video camera icon, and after that you'll have another div. Actually, you can even copy paste this 1, 2, 3, and the fourth one is going to be different. It is going to be the user's channels, or the current user is logged in, the thumbnail. So over here I'm using my thumbnail. I'm using an image. Class is equal to YouTube header avatar icon. So I'm going to keep a class, and the src is my Deca code 73 image. So how did I get this URL? Just go to YouTube, and over here just inspect as I told you, and you'll get this image tag, and right click and open a new tab. You'll get this image for yours as well. Now let's close this YouTube, and this is going to be it for header icons. Wasn't that easy? Now let's save this and go to our website. Okay, so this is it. I guess we did not change icons, so let's change it. First of all, FA video camera, and the second one is FATH, and after that it is bell. So there are these many icons. Why did these two icons repeat? Let's search. So header icon, everything is same, and this is the div. So why did those repeat? So I found out the error, which is you should not self-close this, because these are not self-closing. Perfect. Now let's reload this. Yeah, everything is good. So these are not good. We need to style this. Now let's style it. So let's go to YouTube clone.css, and inside of that you're going to have first YouTube search bar, and first of all it is display flex, and the flex direction is row. Let me explain that. So inside the search bar we have two elements, which are these two, and these two elements is wrapped inside a container, which is a flexbox container. So what is the direction? It needs to be this. We don't want the search input and then the icon, right, vertically. So we need horizontally. So that's why we are using flex direction row. And after that we are going to use justify content to the center to make everything centered, and align items to the center. And after that you have YouTube header search input. So this is the input, and you have outline none first. So what is outline none? So outline none is when you click on the input, you'll have a border. I don't want that border, so I want to remove it. Then I want a padding of 4 pixels. This will increase the inner margin. So inner margin, what do I mean? For now we have no space inside the input. So now if I save my document, I'll save it, go back and reload. Nothing happened, I guess. Did I do any mistake? This is the name I gave it. Yeah, I made a mistake. So let's reload this, and as you can see, the inner space increased. So we are using padding to increase the inner space. So let's go to our CSS again. So after this padding, what is the property? Width. So what is the width of the input? Which is 30 em. Em is again a conversion or a measurement unit. And after that, what is the font size? Which is 17 pixels. Why 17 pixels? It looks good, it looks big. What do I mean by font size? So whenever you start typing the letters, what is the font size? And after that we have display flex as always, and after that we have justify content, which is to the center, and align items to the center, which will make sure that all the items are in the center. So in the meanwhile, I'll also introduce to another thing, which is WebKit placeholder. You might be saying, what is all of this? So this is just to, if you go back to a page, over here something known as a placeholder is there, which is search. So we are going to style that as well, because that needs to be good, and we cannot select that because there is no h1 tag to select that placeholder. So that's why HTML and CSS gave us a way to give it CSS. Font size is going to be 17 pixels. Now let's save it and go back to a page and reload. So doesn't that look good? So it looks good to me. So you can type anything in it. So it is good. And after that, let's style the icon. Padding of 8 pixels, which is the inner space. I told you what is padding. And after that, let's give it a border. So what is border? The border, you know it, it's simple English, solid gray. After that, we have the background color. I selected this background color from YouTube, F8. This is a hex code, as you know. And we have padding right, which is 25 pixels, which will increase the distance on the right side. And there is the padding left, which will increase the distance on the left side, and outline none. And as I told you, whenever I click the button, there is a border which is coming that looks bold. I don't like it, that's why outline none. And cursor pointer, why do I kept that? Because whenever I hover around it, I need to get this icon. So how is this? This looks good to me, because the search icon and this button, as you can see, the background color changes, the border is present, so this looks good. And after this, we have dot search icon header. Okay, inside that we are going to have I, and color is going to be 606 060. No, I guess it's wrong. 060. Yeah, this is the hex code. And after that, we have the font size to be 15 pixels. So this is the icon, which is the search icon. Now this is huge, and the color also changed. So that is it. And after that, we have YouTube header icons. And for that, we are going to use display flex, which is a flex box again. And flex direction is going to be row, and justify content is going to be center, and align items is going to be center. You must have understood all of this by now. So header icons is acting like a box, and inside that box we are defining the row, which is icon should be like this, icon should not be like this, right? So we are defining the row, and we are defining that all the items should be in the center. And after that, we are going to style YouTube header icon a singular. So for that, we are going to use the hex code 606 060. So this is a gray, margin 13 pixels, which is the outer margin, outer space. And we are going to have margin right, which is 20 pixels, and font size again is 20 pixels. Cursor is pointer. Now let's check this. As you can see, the icons look good, and the flex direction changed, font size has changed, the icons are totally changed. So now what we need to do is style this. So that doesn't look good, so we need to style that. So for dot avatar, there's a property known as border radius, which is the circular nature of something. So border radius is going to be 200 pixels, which will give a circle view. And after that, that's it for avatar. And YouTube header avatar icon. So this is going to be the image itself, and the border radius is again going to be 200 pixels, and the height is going to be 35 pixels. It needs to be small, right? Because at present it is big. It is big. Now let's reload this, and this looks good. So after this, we have the YouTube bottom section, which we did not write the code yet. So now let's save this and go back to YouTube clone.html. And by the way, congratulations, we have just completed the header. So So wasn't that fun? Wasn't that easy? Yeah, I've just completed the YouTube's header. Some people take it many days. So it is going to be that complicated. But you did it. So after this header, you're going to have an other div as we discussed in the structure theory. So YouTube bottom section. So inside of YouTube bottom section, you're going to have two divs again, which is YouTube sidebar div. And what is the other div, sorry. Any guesses? YouTube videos. Perfect. We are going to have two divs. And these are the last two divs of this video and YouTube clone is completed. So I'm going to write all the code for this because it's going to be exhaustive. So div class is equal to YouTube sidebar field. What do I mean by field? That chunk of one tab. So this one thing is a sidebar field. So sidebar field. So inside the sidebar field, you are going to have class is equal to an icon basically. First icon is home icon. Perfect. And after that you are going to have a h1 which says that it is home. Perfect. And we are going to have all the other icons just like that. I'm just gonna paste it. We have other two divs, which is YouTube sidebar field. One is trending and the icon is FA fire, and the other one is FA YouTube play, and subscriptions is the h1. So I'm going to have three like this, and after this I'm going to have another div, and this div is going to be different. YouTube sidebar HR. So HR is just like a line. So let's go to the real website, and here there's a line. In order to do that, we need to keep another div. My mouse is being buggy because I guess the battery over here is getting out. So let's continue for this video. I'm gonna change the battery in the next video. So HR is over here, and after this you're going to have the second chunk. So what are we going to do in this one? We are going to have many sidebar fields. So I'm just gonna paste it. You just copy, you just write it on your own as this is your first time. So YouTube sidebar field, again home, we have library, history, we have the history icon and the history. YouTube plays for your videos. Clock, the clock icon is for watch later, and the thumbs up icon is for liked videos. I hope you are copying it. Pause the video and copy it. I guess you're done. So we are done with the sidebar. Now let's check it out. So it's not good. I know that it's not good. We are going to style it. But first, let us also complete this part, the YouTube videos part. So it is easy. Let's complete the HTML part. Or shall we do the sidebar first? Okay, let's do the sidebar. So let's go to YouTube clone.css. And inside of YouTube clone.css first, the YouTube bottom section, we need to style that. And first of all, display flex. And what is a flex direction? So the bottom section is acting as a container, and the direction is like this because first we have the sidebar and then the videos. The direction is like this. So what is the direction? It is row or horizontal. You cannot write horizontal, you only have to write row. It is a must. And after that we have the YouTube sidebar tag. So now we are going to introduce to a separate concept of flexbox. It's not going to be that tough. So in flexbox over here, let me show you. So the sidebar is consuming this much of space and the videos are consuming this much of space. So how are we doing that? So in order to do that, we are going to make some numerical values. So you can write flex 0.4. And if you use 0.4, it will use only 0.4% of the or 40% of the web page, and you can give 0.6 to videos so that it uses 60% of your website. So in this case, you don't need flex. Don't worry about that. We are not going to use it. I'm just telling for your, be open-minded. I'm just telling for your knowledge. So after this, you have margin top, which is 50 pixels, and display flex, as you know. So over here there is margin top, which is 50 pixels. Why did I even give that? Let's go to our web page, and as you can see, the home has overlapped the header. It is because we gave the header the position fixed, and as you can see, there is this effect. When you scroll, the header is still there. So in order to avoid the overlapping of this home, we need to give some margin top. Margin top is the outer top distance. So after display flex, what you're going to do is flex direction, which is column. Why did I give column? Because all the sidebar fields are going to be in a column. They're going to be vertical. Flex direction column, and we are going to have a background color which is white. So after this, you're going to have a width which is 250 pixels. So I did not come up with these values just by looking at the screen. I just tested out. First I kept 100 pixels, then I kept 200 pixels, then I kept 300 pixels, then I reduced to 250 pixels. So just trial and error, it comes with experience. So height is going to be 100 VH. So VH is view height. What is view height? The maximum distance of your computer, or when you view your computer, when you view your monitor, the 100% of the distance is going to be view height. So that is VH. So after that, position is fixed. As you know, the sidebar is also fixed, right? When we scroll, even the sidebar is fixed. That is why sidebar is fixed. And left is 0. We are saying that from the left, the sidebar must always be at 0, or from the left, it should always be sticking to the left side. So YouTube sidebar is completed. And then we need to style YouTube sidebar field. And we have display flex as always. I told you Flexbox is very powerful and it constitutes up to 90% of CSS. And after that, flex direction is row, and align items to the center just to make sure that everything are in center. And after that, we are going to have a width of 100%. So I did not keep justify content center over here. Why is it so? Because I found a bug in the code. So justify content in the center, what will it do? If the code is right over here, if there is this much of monitor and my elements are over here, it will bring to the center. What will align items to? It will align the items from the top to the center. So if I keep justify content to the center over here, what will happen is all this home over here, all this home comes to the center. I don't want like that. I only want it to stick to the left, right? So that is why we are not using justify content. So even one property changes your whole appearance. So just take a look and experiment. I took 2 hours to solve that error. So it just comes with experience. If I got that error, I solved it after 2 hours, and I'm never going to repeat that mistake again. So with 100% and margin 5 pixels. So margin 5 pixels, and we are going to have cursor pointer because we need this icon. Okay, so YouTube sidebar field is also over. Now I'm going to introduce to a new concept. I guess I already introduced that, which is hover. So we are going to change the background color. As you know, when we hover around that field, the background color is being changed to what? E5 AB. So this is a color. Let's save it. And YouTube sidebar field. Inside that we have an icon. For example, we have the home icon just like that. Let's style that. First of all, the size should be 15 pixels and the color should be 606060. And after that, we have a margin of 10 pixels, which is the outer space. And after that, the margin right, which is the space from the right, 25 pixels, and margin left is 20 pixels. Perfect. Now let's just check it out. You might be wondering. So this is slightly good. The background is changing and the icon is pretty good. Now let's style the H1 or the title. It looks awful as of now. Field H1, and your font size is going to be a 15 pixels, and your font family is going to be. So what is font family? First of all, font family is nothing but your font family. How do I explain that? The style of your font, or you have calligraphy, you have many fonts, Arial, you have something like that. But all of the fonts are not installed in your computer. So how do you use those fonts? So in order to use those fonts, Google selected the top fonts and are offering to you for free. And how do you use them in your websites? You're going to import URL. So you're going to type this in order to import Roboto. So how am I getting this URL? I'll explain that in a different video because this video is getting a bit long. So this type this and you're going to get a font named Roboto. YouTube uses this font all over the place, Roboto. So the name is Roboto. YouTube uses this font all over its website and no other font is being used in YouTube's website. Mind that. So after font family is Roboto, what we need is So font size is over and font family is over. So what else do we need? Font weight. So what is font weight? The boldness. So how bold it is. For if you keep 900, it is very bold, and if you keep 400, it is thin. So just like that, we need 500. So let's go back, check. So this looks good, and now we need to style HR. I told you what is HR. It is a line. So how do we do that? Think a minute. Pause right over here. Just think of an approach. How do we draw a line? So did you pause? Pause it. Are you done? Did you get an answer? So the answer is this. You're going to first set a height, 1 pixel, and then this is the trick. You're going to set border top. Border top to solid, 1 pixel solid, and RGBA, which is again a type of color. You have many types: hex code, RGBA. You're going to have all of this. So what is RGBA? R is red, G is green, B is blue, and A is alpha. Alpha means opacity. What is opacity? The amount of how much of that color is being visible. So 0 opacity means it is transparent, or it's not seen at all. 1 means the highest opacity or the highest visibility. 128, 128, 128, 0.397 is the opacity. So border top is over, and the width is 100%, and the margin is 10 pixels, and the space around the line is 10 pixels. So we are done with the sidebar. Congratulations. So I guess we did something wrong. Let's see. We did not get a line. So what is that thing which is bothering me? Let me copy that and paste it. So there's a typo. I missed the E. Sorry about that. So we got a line, a wonderful line. Now I'm giving you an assignment. And what is that assignment? So over in original YouTube, you're going to have something known as subscriptions right over here. So draw another line, and after drawing another line, just place an image and its name. Do the subscriptions one. So you're not going to know how to do that image. So over here we used that border radius, the circle thing, and we use that. So use your brain, use your visualization, and do it. If you do it right, just post me, ping me at Instagram, and I will see your images and I will give a shout out in the next video. So after this, we are going to design the videos. So videos are going to be very, 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 very easy. So div class is equal to first YouTube video, a single video, and after that, inside this we are going to have an image. As I told you, the structure first, inside that video container, we are going to have 2 subcontainers. One for the image, one for all the details, the thumbnail, and not the thumbnail, the channel thumbnail, and after that you have the title of the video. So we are going to do that. So first of all, I'm using an image tag, and this image tag is for, I'm giving a class YouTube video thumbnail. And what is this SRC? So SRC is that link. If you saw my first lecture, you are going to know this. So how did I get my thumbnail? I told you the trick. So this is the thumbnail, and I'm just gonna save it. And after that, just below this image tag, you're going to have another div which says YouTube video details text. Perfect. And P class is equal to YouTube video title. So that is perfect. I guess we missed something. Oh, we missed something. Let's remove this. Div class is equal to, first we are going to have something known as YouTube video details, and inside this YouTube video details we are going to have another image. So what is this image? It is the channel's image. So Deca Code 73 image, this is the SRC, and I'm going to give it a class which is YouTube channel thumbnail. And inside this, we're going to have another div class which is YouTube video details text. So in this YouTube video details text, we are going to have some p tags, and those p tags are going to have first YouTube video title. So this is the title, and the title is Facebook loan introduction. Okay, and after that there is another p tag, and this class is equal to YouTube channel name, and the p tag is going to have Deca code 73. It's the channel's name, and after that another p tag and the final p tag, which is YouTube video views. And that is it. We are done with YouTube videos. We are just going to copy and paste the other ones. So as of now it is done. It is done. So you're going to copy this and paste it a multiple number of times. Just paste it how many number of times you want. I'm going to paste it a little more because I need many videos. Now let's go to our website. Oh, it doesn't look good at all. So what is the issue? First of all, that position fixed. We gave the property for both the sidebar and the navbar that the position needs to be fixed. So this is getting overlapped. We need to get a margin top and margin left as well, because even the sidebar is being added now. So let's go over here. First we need to style YouTube videos, all the videos container. So it contains all the videos. Now it's going to have display flex. This is going to be the last CSS. And flex wrap, this is an important thing you need to know. What is flex wrap? So let's go to the original one, and if I zoom in, as you can see, as I zoom in, the container is getting fit by itself, because if I zoom out, more number of videos are getting added to one row. If I zoom in, less number of videos are getting to one row. This is called responsiveness of a website, or how responsive it is. If I didn't add flex wrap is to wrap, then I will not get 4 images per row now, then 3 images per row now. So I'll not get like that. You'll only get 4 images and it will be continuous, and you will also not get the next 4 images in the next row. All images will be in a single row, and you need to you'll have a cursor, a scrollable cursor, and you just need to scroll. That doesn't look good. So we are going to use flex wrap. I'm going to show you without flex wrap, don't worry. So we are going to have margin top 60 pixels, and we are going to have flex 1. Flex 1 means take the maximum amount of width you can. So it's going to take the maximum amount of width, and we are going to also have margin left 250 pixels, and the width is 100%. Perfect. Now let's save it and reload now. So this looks somewhat good. We still need to style it. So now let's remove flex wrap for a second. Let's check what happens. So as you can see, it's just in one row. You need to scroll it just like this. We don't want like that. So that's why we need flex wrap. So now you can have multiple number of images. So this looks good. So now let's start styling the single video. So YouTube video and display flex as always. Now you might understand the power of flexbox. Till now you might be taking it lightly, but now you might understand the power of flexbox. It is very important. Height, fit content, width 270 pixels, padding 5 pixels, cursor, pointer. So padding 5 pixels, that is the inner spacing, and the width is 270 pixels. The video should not be longer than 270 pixels. If it is longer, so let's go to the website. So over here in my friend's video, which is Attack of the Undead Call of Duty New Mode, there are 2 lines. Why did the text continued in the next line instead of continuing like this? Because we kept a fixed width. It should not cross from this width. If it crosses, you're going to be punished. So I kept a fixed width. So and that width is 270 pixels, and this is the 270 pixels. And if it tries to cross but it gets a punishment, that is why it gets back. Not punishment, I just for the sake of some humor. So cursor pointer, and after that YouTube video thumbnail, which is the image. This is important. Height auto. What is auto? So I'm just gonna tell you that. So width I'm assigning to 260 pixels. So according to the width, set the height. If I set the height also, what happens is sometimes the image might be too long or too short. So if I keep as auto, based on the width, it will also set the height. That is the power of HTML, CSS. And that is it with YouTube video thumbnail. And then we need to style YouTube video details. So this is going to be display flex direction is going to be row, and align items to the top, or you can leave this. So flex direction to the row. Why did I keep flex direction to the row? So I'm going to write CSS for this. I'm writing CSS for this part. So flex direction row. So this is one part, this is one part. So row means keep this image side by side. Keep the title, the channel name, the views, and the YouTube channel thumbnail to one side. So flex direction row. So after this, my mouse is getting buggy. It is not minimizing my window. Okay, finally. So after this, YouTube channel thumbnail. So now this is important as well. Border radius 200 pixels. You know this. Why? For that circular nature. Height is 40 pixels. Because basically all images are not in the same ratio. So some images are too long, too short. That's why we need a fixed height. And the margin top, which is the distance from the top, is 12 pixels. And after that, we are going to have YouTube video details text. So YouTube video details text, and this is going to be display flex. I'm going to explain it a bit fast because my battery of camera is dying. Flex direction column. So basically the text flex direction column, because we are going to have the title first and then the channel name, then the views in a column in vertical. That's why we are going to have this. And after this, where am I going? My mouse is being buggy at this time. So after our YouTube video text, we are going to have YouTube video title, which is going to say font size 15 pixels, font family Roboto, and after that color is black basically, and after that font weight, did I make any mistake? Yeah, I did. And font weight is going to be 500, and margin is going to be 10 pixels, and margin top is going to be 12 pixels, and margin bottom is going to be 0, and margin left is going to be 10 pixels. So that is it. And after that, you'll have YouTube video views. So it is the same, but only some things change, which is font size, which is 13 pixels, and the color, which is 606060. That's it. And after that, font weight also changes. Font weight to 400, and margin. Oh, my mouse is being buggy. Margin stays the same. Now I have margin top and margin left. Perfect. So now video views is completed, and after that, I'm also going to have YouTube channel name right over here. So that's it. And only for video views, I'm going to have a margin top of -12 pixels, because I feel that the margin top of the YouTube video views is quite a lot. So that is why only for video views, I'm going to have a different margin top. So margin top -12 pixels, and that completes our course of HTML CSS. So let's go to our web page and let's reload. Perfect, we are done with YouTube clone. How was it? It is really good. The YouTube clone looks really good. I think we have a bug. This Deca code 73 is this has quite a lot of distance from the top. Okay, so to solve that, let's go to YouTube clone, and over here we gave margin top 12 pixels. Change that to 2 pixels and go back, reload. Sit back and enjoy your YouTube clone. We are done. We are done with this course, HTML and CSS. For external resources, the links are in the resources. Go to W3 Schools and have a wonderful course for you guys, which is Harvard X CS50, which is a wonderful course. Harvard X CS50. Give me a minute. Harvard X CS50 Web Development. So this is the course. So over here, this is the course. Python and JavaScript. It is a very good course, a free course. Do that and you're going to be a professional in HTML and CSS. That's it for this video and this course. I'll see you in the next course. And as I told you, where are the externals? You're going to have W3 schools, you're going to have many websites, and this is the most important, and this is where I learned HTML, CSS and web development from. This is very good. You're going to if you do that, they have assignments as well. If you do that, it is very interesting. Do that and let me know if you completed it and show me a certificate as well. So that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Please give this video a like and don't forget to subscribe. Share this video to as many friends as you can, and I'll meet you in the next video. For now, peace.